Hello, now then, welcome back. This is my Timberborn playthrough with the folktales of a series I've called Beaverdome. This is episode 15 of uh, this whole taming of the area here, which we're in a really good state at this point. That was a drought approaching, so we do have a slight problem with that, as it means that our power runs out almost completely. But while it runs, just as a quick recap for anyone that hasn't seen the previous episodes, we have this monstrosity hidden out of view. So right now, this generates us pretty much all the power we'll, I think, ever need. But we do have some windmills just in case, although these 6 cannot give us all of the good stuff here. With that, last time we built pretty much bots to replace pretty much all of the major, most dangerous work with bots. For a few bits and pieces, builders, haulers that aren't. I think as the bot situation changes, we could probably do with moving them over to that. But for right now, I think we're pretty much okay. So these are set for bots, but we'll get to them eventually. So this episode, we are going to try and do something about our battery situation, which is pretty, well, I'll say dire, but we can pretty much live through most of a drought without this, although I don't think there's enough here to realistically keep us going. So what we are going to do is do a bit of landscaping, and just to dig this all the way down. I'm going to do here as well. I don't think they'll be able to reach that, but it'll be fine. What we can do is just literally chuck that in. And there should be enough pathage here to reach all that. And then we're just going to fill this entire back area here with as many gravity batteries as we can squeeze in. I will give them just a little bit of a helping hand here. A bit like we did last time. Again, because we're digging 3 at a time. Let's get dynamite in here, and this wants to be extract, like to be obtained. And again, once that's finished, all the haulers, just pause that for now. Please finish that. Thank you. Good. So with that, the beavers should be able to get in and let's just kaboom these while we're waiting. We should probably just even this out just for sanity's sake. So anyone with OCD will not need to worry. I'm fixing it now. So get those in. Hopefully, yes, good, that's sorted. We'll lay these 3 in here. And what we will need to do is raise this slightly. I could do it with earth, to be fair. I haven't really decided. What I might do is just do that and do that. It's not the cleanest way to do it, but I think it's going to be the easiest thing for us to do. That didn't take long to get that line in. So let's just get rid of that. It will cause a bit of an issue, but not too long for that. Good. So that just needs to be finished. But in the meantime, we can just get rid of these. Lovely stuff. Now, just leave them with that and then come back to them later. So the other main, I guess, last thing that we wanted to look at, which is probably going to be the cap of this whole playthrough, is the big boy earth repopulator. Now, or recultivators, sorry. Just not entirely sure where the best place is to put this to give us the best sort of benefit. Obviously, we need to have it so it hits the bio beavers, as the bots do not care. Originally, I was thinking up here, but that kind of negates this area completely. So maybe this mountain, but again, we're a bit far out. We could put it up here if we channel it out, or we could go up here, to be fair. keeps everyone just in line. We have the science for this, but we do not have anything else. We certainly know on metal, which needs to be looked at. Sparkly blanks, not great, and gears, not great. So if we put this in, it's going to sink pretty much everything in straight into it. It'll still take a while to build anyway. So what we're going to do is, that's the drought started, so we're going to be out of power anyway. But I'm going to buy it with the old science, and I'm going to place it. I think here should do. They won't be able to get to it, I don't think. But it's at least situated where we're going to want it. And we can tat up the area with some trees and maybe a bit more housing or whatnot around it. They can reach it. Okay, fair enough. That is going to pretty much devastate all of our supplies pretty much ever. So I'm going to set it down the priority list of things to do. Let's get back to this. Kaboom news. Get the next line sorted. And then we can get them in. I think what we're going to do is demolish. I see a path. They can still reach it, so that's okay. But I am going to get the... No, I'm not. I'm going to get this, and I'm just going to run this way. Probably take a bit of the priority away from them, but it will allow us to just get this set up to be the right height anyway. We are bringing in plenty of dirt, I believe. Yeah, we've got enough for there. Certainly for what we're building there. Still got quite a bit left on the drought. Now, last time also, because of the changes to the badwater here, which used to flow this way, this has all been ripped out. So we'd have a bit more space here to do something a bit, well, say better, but a bit easy laying out of the industry at this end, as this followed originally the river. So I think what we'll look to do is start to also tidy up this area just a little bit. Let's just do that for now, as I want to get rid of these. Let's just demolish these. And we'll just refill these in with just a bit of dirt. And we'll sort the path out back across. Once that's done. Good. Yeah, going on with that. So let's just kaboom that. Lay in yet more. And I think there's another one to go after that. But with the supplies here, it should be enough to get all of these pretty much laid in pretty swiftly. Good, right, so that's that done. Let's just sort the paths out so they're not quite as terrible to look at. It's just the paths that we created just a moment ago. Square things off nicely. Right, so to get the Earth Recultivator built, we are going to need to look at getting metal sorted and probably start to look at the mines. Now, we do have 16 unemployed beavers, which is fine, but I don't really want them in here because they're going to get injured from it. So what's happening with this? What's out of... No, maybe not. Yeah, so that's set to bots, that one. We just need to get in to fill those jobs. Again, they're getting filled down here, so I think that's all the industry, he says, lying. That's most of the industry sorted. So what's going to be useful for us to do is probably redo this area down here completely. Probably move the lines over here. I think it should be okay. And just try and tidy this up a bit. Move this around and get more industry in. So the original thought was going to be putting in some sidings here to bring them across, which we could still do, but getting them up here to dynamite some stuff is going to be pretty difficult. We could build it the other way, I guess, from the path. Might be a bit much. But it's getting it connected. It's also going to be a problem. So let's just fix the bits and pieces we need to do. So let's just get in another zip line in somewhere around here. Can't remember which one it's under. If we get that into there. In fact, do we need to look at routing this power properly? I think the answer is yes. I am actually going to take these out. So I'm going to say goodbye to all of this. That can stay there for now. And let's just delete these. And then hopefully that frees us up a decent amount of space here. Just get rid of that. So, if we, in theory, chuck this down here, we'll realign this to here and put in an appropriate path for it. Just quickly kaboom all that. It looks to be just one left, so let's just quickly lay that in while they build that station. Go. Because with that station in there, we can still keep this up. Hopefully we don't get any beavers stuck. Although there is a path if they get stuck up on here. If they get stuck on the mountain, we're in trouble. So I might wait until it's after hours. Yeah, metal blocks is a problem. Still. So we still have plenty of bad water, that's okay. Just not made it back here. Fuel. Yeah, so blocks is our problem right now, I think. So let's fix this then. Let's just get rid of that. Get rid of that. They can still get up and down here, although they've got to go a long way to do it. But if we just set this to be the highest priority, we should get the blocks out of this. Good. Let's just add a connection to there, which it does. And then just run a path straight up to there. It's a little bit ugly, but it'll be fine. And then we can put anything down here that we want to. Actually, we'll probably change our mind on that already. But so we need to run power down through here, and I think what's going to be the most easy way to do this is just laying them straight down on the floor, which means taking this path that I've just put in. I know. Terrible planning, but it should. Other than causing them to complain just a little bit. For the time being, I'm just going to run that to there. Take this out. So I've left this in here in case we need to put any power going this way, but I don't think we're going to need to do that. But it's space that we don't need to worry too much about. And we are going to need metal, so get the smelter in. Damn. Well, it was a great idea at the time. And I think that's us out of power. Yep. Definitely us out of power. So, kaboom these. And so begins the building of these. So, with any luck, I don't know how many we're going to get in here, but it's going to certainly help us to have these all connected together. Perfect, look at that. So, bearing in mind that got us through pretty much, I think it was 5 days. Adding these should get us through to that. Any longer than, I think that was a 7-day drought, we may be in trouble. However, with the just set this up for the bots, which we should have plenty of, which we do. With that set up that way, we should be okay to get these sorted here. Sorry, for long-term power, should be okay once these are all built. Again, metal blocks will be a problem, but hopefully this should give us a decent buffer. We have enough scrap, I believe, to really fulfill the needs of this. So we've got plenty of scrap in here. I think metal's under here somewhere. Yeah, so that needs to be improved greatly. Didn't help that I laid this bad boy down here, but you know, start it where you can, I suppose. Right, so what would be good potentially is just to get another set of smelters in. Are we going to need, probably going to need another one, well, maybe another one of these actually. So I'm just going to put one in. Let's just flip it for science, I suppose. Oops. Just put it that way. No, I am being wildly indecisive for absolutely no reason whatsoever. But if I do that, that won't work. I could put a power cable under the floor for this, but I don't think I'm going to, so I should make a decision. Do that. And do that. And then I do wonder if we can fit in... we could probably put that in, but we'll worry about that later. Could do with one of these though. So I think the best thing for us to do is go for the power cables that we're just going to put in to hook all of this together. So I don't really want to see it here. That would be in a bit much, but if we get those in, and then we can just bury the power lines. Or at least we should be able to bury the power lines, but we'll see shortly. If they ever lay them. So that's the drought over. It'll take a while for the bad water to surge back underneath here. Right now, these are probably running at like 1% efficiently. Yeah. Okay. More power than I thought. But I would have expected less power than that, to be fair. That's the wind's kicking up. I guess the wind is blowing fairly strongly for these, so that's fine. Let's just delete that so they're not tempted to go down that way. And let's just... Please do this. Thank you. And hopefully they'll get round to get this dynamite laid pretty quickly. Let's see how we're doing up here. So, here we're... Okay. That's probably why the power's fine, although we're ripping through that. Let's just check over here to see if the water's coming out. Not quite yet, but here it comes. So, pretty much soon. Yeah, there we go. Broken even on that. So with everything running, these should now be recharging. Which they are slowly. Cool. Right, so that's that done. Let's just see. Let's just do that. And don't think this will actually let me do this without disconnecting this. So let's get rid of that. And then, with any luck, although I just realised I can't get the beavers down here, but we'll fix that in a second. And that don't need that one, but that should do for what we need. And then we just cover that with some platforms here. And then as they build that, they then should be able to get underneath it. And I do believe... I don't know if we can get away with just that one. Seems like we can. Yeah, looks like we can. Awesome. So, with the flooding issue that will go away shortly, don't worry about that. But again, let's just please deal with this. That's... Don't think that... Cover these. Oh, I think that should do us for that. Once all that's constructed, we can put something here, which I think is probably best served to be sparkly planks, I think. Let's just put that path back in here. I will say, I should really get that done first, of all of them, and then these can get finished when they get round to them. So what we like for scrap, we're fine for scrap, so I'm guessing we've lost a fair number of beavers. Might be worth getting those in there. Same with this. So now I have 24/7 construction, which is exactly what we want. Once this is finished, which again, gears are a problem. We're going to need something with that. But that should kick all this into gear once that's finished, which, yeah, it's just the gears that are a problem as per. What we're looking like for wood. Fine. Oh, yeah, there's plenty to cut down more specifically. There we go. That's all of that now working. So, in theory, we are going to have to do something a bit more with industry. Now, I think it's going to be the easiest thing for us to do, again, is just putting the industry on this side, and then probably double lining all this, I think. Let's think how the best way to lay this down is going to be. We probably do need... Oh, no, we've got that, so that's okay. I was thinking the bots might run out of fuel. Where are you? So there's a ton of fuel here, so I don't know why you'd struggle with that, but it's fine. Can worry about... getting on with that, that's good. These should be charging. Going up quite nicely. And I think once we get a few more beaver bots doing not much. I think hauling post is what's going to be their next thing to do. But we need to probably run the power into this bit, so let's just have a look at the best way of dealing with that now. We can cut this off. Can take that out. We are going to cause some issues with that sparkler blank shop, but I think in the end it's going to be the best idea for us to get them in. So I think if we get to that, and that's going to have to get changed eventually, but I'll wait until all of this is laid in. Which didn't take them too long. Let's just delete that. That should stop them coming down this way, which it does. Let's just kaboom all that. Yep. And power. That doesn't need to be that, does it? That needs to be one of those. Good. Right. So with that in, we can just get these covered again. Don't need that. And it's back in. And that should be everything restored for what they need to get to, with any luck. Looks like they've reconnected the power. And the power looks to be done down here too. There we go. So that's all the industry back online. So let's get the sparkly planks. And I think the best thing to do is just a couple on here. Just build an extra 2 for now. What we could probably do with is something to feed of all this. I think they're prioritized by haulers, but I don't think that's going to last for a very long time. Just wondering if there's a better way to get... probably not. Yeah, because most of this stuff down here needs the logs, which I suppose that's outbound stuff. So that's covered. So what we can do down here is just put in... We just make that logs as a obtain. And then... That's fine. What do you actually need to run? Pine resin and planks. So we could probably do with somewhere to have a little stash of planks, which I guess for lack of anywhere better, planks go into these. Yes. If we just make that planks and obtain, that should be enough to fuel those so they don't have to walk miles. But once they get around to these, we should be fine. So our planks are keeping up, which is good. Not so much the gears, though. Let's see. Don't really want to disconnect all that, but we could stick in some stuff up here. But not the wisest idea. There's no power that way. I think... just squeeze a couple in there. And then just for power's sakes, just... where is it? just do that. Haulers, please. We do have 4 beavers there, so we did take out a hauling post here. We do have plenty of bio beavers, to be fair, so we could actually set them to be the haulers. It's not a glamorous job, but I guess some beavers got to do it. So I'm wondering if we could just make this a little bit of an area for them to just stick all of that stuff, as well as the builders huts that are around here, and just get them out of the way. So I think I'm going to do that. So stuff down here that doesn't need power, although we could run it in. Don't think it'd be too much of an issue. Let's just... let's just get them in like that, I think. And I hope that would be enough to get at least some of these in. So let's just place some of those in. As we get 3, and how many builders have we got down here? We've got quite a few actually. Yeah, I'm going to move all the hauling to there. Have we still only got the one hauling post for everything? Oh no, the other one's there. That's fine. If they're bored, we can fill that out, I suppose. Yes, that gives us 6 beavers. Again, I'd like to get that filled with some bots. So we do have 24/7 hauling and building at this point, although it'll slow down during the day. With any luck, this will keep up with the gears, but we'll see how that goes. Metal is still a problem, but are we constructing anything? No. So I don't believe we have any... oh, yes we do. This thing here. We'll just leave them to it, I suppose. What we could put down here, I guess, is some... so they need sparkly blanks. Blocks and gears, which I think are just warehouses, so let's just... I should have planned that better, but it's fine. Let's just do that, that, and as we originally had, just do that. It's a little bit neater than I originally planned to do, but just put that in. So you were for gears, you were for what was it you needed? Blocks. Metal blocks don't go in this, do they? No, they do not. Let's just make you gears then. So obtain. Blocks and just a sparkle. Okay, so again, obtain, and let's get the haulers to build this stuff. They have a bit of a way to go, so maybe the haulers overnight can get that sorted for us. Once this is cleared, we'll turn this back on. In fact, I'm going to turn this over to bots and turn it on now. Not too sure where we pulled them from. Is it from... yeah, from the builders' huts. I think that'll be okay. going to take that for now. Should get reassigned elsewhere. Good. So, how are we looking for anything else? The tree cutting seems to be a bit of a problem. Can these be cut? That's the question. They are marked. Is there anything nearby that can actually cut that? It does not look like it. Those in range? Just about. Yeah, so they're kind of stuck as well. Maybe worth just getting that prioritized by haulers, and I think the same problem exists here. Can't really prioritize everything under the sun. That's let's just get 2 more dots into there. And then we do need to flip these over. So these are being self-replicating beavers. Bots. Need to do the same with those as it's injuring them. But let's just flip that over. And I think we can pause this as we're not going to need the dirt for anything that I can think of. We're nearly full on that anyway, so let's just do that. Let's just flip that to a bot as well, I think. So is it limbs? Right, let's make that a bot. Not a bot. Need to be a beaver. Don't think that'll make a difference, but these take significantly less time to make, so hopefully not too much of an issue for them. Okay, so wood's sort of on the way up. Food's looking okay. Still quite low on chestnuts. Are we just out of chestnuts? Seemingly so. Wonder if it'll be worth expanding the area slightly. We may... Oh, this guy does have the reach. I did put underneath here, although I don't think it's worked. This. Let's just see if this can be expanded out. As I would hope, although we are, I guess, 2 down, so maybe this is not deep enough. But that all runs from in here, which got a little drain in here to fill all this up for activities. So with any luck, just see if this goes green. Doesn't look like it, does it? What might need to happen is we just dynamite this down. And then we should get benefit from it there. That's the hospital wing, so we could need to be careful of what we cut off here. I don't think there's anyone in there currently. But I guess... Oh, no, sort of, maybe. Let's just see. I mean, it's a little bit greener, I suppose. Not as I would have liked. But let's just do that. I am going to rip all of that out, I think. That's still... when does that go up a level? There. I think. But yeah, let's just rip all this out. We'll leave this bit in. It shouldn't be too much of a problem for him. But with this all laid in, it should be much greener. We'll plant some more chestnuts. Maple looks to be fine. Don't have a massive amount of storage, but I think that's okay. It's keeping up with everything anyway. So we are still struggling on production of everything down here. So that's possibly because we do not have proper 24/7 working. Are you complaining you're out of fuel because you've got nothing down here for fuel? Probably. Let's just put in then a little... Let's get you the biofuel. And with that, if they're down here anyway, maybe that'll keep them going just without running out of juice halfway around. So we're looking... The blocks are mostly recovering. Or we're in a surplus of them anyway. Oh, we were. So... As long as these don't go down to 0, I think we are just about breaking even, although we are at probably the limit of what we can construct, to be fair. We could pause this for a while and watch them all get some stuff in. So I am going to pause that, let the buffer build back up, I think. In the meantime, we could construct some more, I guess. Let's see, what do we need? I think we get one more of these. And then it's a little bit messy, I guess, down here, but can't really do much about it. We'll get another one of these in. Make these bots from the start. That shouldn't be too much of a problem for them. Maybe that'll just give us the edge we need, just to keep up with the requirements for those. Gears is still a problem. So we could chuck some more of these in. We have a bad tide approaching, which is great for power, so not too much of a worry with that. Let's just get those in. I think, yeah, definitely going to need more gears, but where to stick them? I don't really want to waste the space up here, to be fair, but would be the only thing we can do. Let's see. That'll do, actually. I think that's probably going to be the best thing we can do for it, to be fair. Just do that. Again, hideously paths. Out. But we'll get the power through, so that should be okay. Speaking of power, well, we're not too far away. Why don't you go get some fuel? There's like some here. Maybe that's where it's going. Okay. So we don't really have space for them up there, but Let's just put those on anyway. I think we have enough limbs to wait for them to turn up. They should be stolen out of builders' huts, which is correct. Okay. How far do we get? So, I guess you're too far away. Should have expected that. And that should, in theory, be enough to get everyone in. We've got plenty of dynamite to sort that out, so that's okay. We can probably just stop this from being full up. Full up, build up. Right, so while that industry is going on, let's see if we can do anything for button beavers. So we are going to need some more dance halls, apparently. Another agora. Contemplation spots and campfires. Have they really not got enough Lidos? There's two, I suppose, but I mean, I guess I could put some more in. What was showers? Were showers fine? I'll wait for no. Okay. Well, in that case, let's just get some of these popped in here. And the Lido should be... Now we're going to do another row of those, aren't we? Let's think about this. How do we want to do this? Let's just rip that out. I think the best thing for us to do is probably just put in some extra land, to be fair. Get rid of this. And then we can just path along here. Unplant some stuff, I think. And then just, yeah. Get them in for what, for the Lidos and whatnot. Oh, that's the rooftop terrace. Not even remote related to water. Let's just put that bit of earth in here. And we'll just unplant some stuff. Don't think we're in that much of a desperate need for these rows here. Doesn't look like it. But we'll let them build that. This is now all done, so let's see if I've made a mistake on depth, but boom. I sure did not. Don't think. No. So, how far do you now reach? You reach just as far. Typical. Is that because you can't get down there? Most likely. I think... Where is that? Let's just... Yeah, I think we're just going to have to pull this out, aren't we? So let's just do that. Landscape to just say goodbye to all of this. And that. Let's just get this done. Hoping if we blast this out and take down the extra stuff that's there, which we'll need one for, but with that taken out, I'm hoping that these could reach a bit further. Just need to wait and see. Right, there was... What else was we going to do? Ah, yes, these detailers. So, they coming through for them. Detailers, no. Why is that? Do they need power? No. Oh, do we need to... Oh, okay. We actually need to take that for them to work? Apparently so. In that case then, let's just chuck in a little tank down here. For extract. There we go. Wonder why they weren't using this. I don't have any fancy graphics, so we're just using the one of each from each of the things. But that should do us some well-being on there. There we go. That's going up. So what else is there? Campfires, rooftop terraces. Okay. What we could do is choose some rooftop terraces up here, actually. This should be enough to get them in here. What else was we missing? Scarecrows. It's a bit of an odd one. I think they'll be fine. That should fix that. Contemplation spots. Let's squeeze those in. Obviously we'll need a path. Thing I always forget to do. And there we go. So maybe come evening time they can get up here and contemplate and rooftop terrace. Right, so trees going up, so I guess the haulings worked for that. Now that's that done, so let's just boom that. Rip this out. And we just need to quickly blast this. So probably make absolutely no difference whatsoever. We will also need to see if... Yeah, okay. So we need to extend the path just a tiny bit, and then probably about to where that is. Right. You have made absolutely no difference. Cool. Fair enough. Never mind. It was a good idea, I think. So let's just run that in there. Now we just need to put these stairs back into the hospital wing. As that's where the hospital runs up here. Without that, we're going to probably get quite a few more injured beavers. But while we're here, we could do with a gatherer flag, which... Just get that in here. That definitely should cover everything there, which it can. And then finally, trees. We need chestnuts, which I think can go up to about there, I believe. Yes, can. And it's not marked for cutting. So, I think I figured out the mystery why these oaks aren't being cut. So let's just fix that. We do not want you to be cut though. Good. So with that, hopefully, those can be cut. think there's enough. Possibly not. What I will do then is just... Let's just get that in there. And that should be able to reach everything to cut down this area and possibly back here. Does white have the reach over there? It is matte cutting though, right? Yes, it is. Well, those two aren't. Go. Lumberjack flag can do all that, which just got. Okay, fine. So I think we have everything we need set out for cutting anyway. Just need a path to fix this. Very temporary while they lay that in. But they should get that in fairly quickly. And then we just need to unplant some stuff. So we just unmark those. So that we plant it. We can leave those bits in. That's okay. But we've got Lido going in here, and then we probably just need to unplant those. Once they're harvested, that should be fine. We can just leave it for a while. Be okay. So what are we waiting for now? So how are our stocks of everything looking? So not great. It's not recovered as quickly as I would have liked, to be fair. I would have hoped we'd have had a bit more than that, especially with all the production we've got going off down here. Let's just get those in. So we got, even with 5 smelters, it's barely keeping up. These are probably taking quite a lot, to be fair. They're not doing too great either, looking at that. Well, I guess that means we need more of them. So, let's just chuck them in. What we could maybe do is... I've never seen these ones before. If we put that in... Yeah, why not? And I guess books is what they're after to, well, eat, read, whatever it is the beavers do. But there isn't really the storage down here to put it with the rest of their stuff. So there's a lot of food down here. I don't know whether books counts, to be fair. So I wonder if we could squeeze them in here somehow. No, there's not enough space. Do we still need to go down? Not sure if we do, to be fair. Let's just go back under. I don't think there are, but we could take them out if we wanted to, and then put storage of books down here from in this little pot place here. I don't think there's anywhere else we could really hide some, to be honest. It's close to where they're sleeping anyway. So let's just go. Sorry, mate. Put that out. Put that out. And I guess they go into this. Books, I suppose. And then with that, if we ever need to get down into here, we will have to figure that out. Probably just swing some bits and pieces around somehow, some way. Let's just get that filled up by those. Hospital wing is reattached. That's good. Right. Could do is kind of stuck here, to be fair. But we could look at expanding our storage water. Dig down, but I don't think it's too much of a problem. There's enough water in here to last for all of this. This one solitary pump is keeping up with the water requirements for everywhere, so that's okay. Yeah, so I don't think that's too much of an issue. Make book, please. You just need paper, which we have loads of, I believe. Where is it? Yes, there's plenty of paper. And I don't think there's a need to pull the paper out of the storage because I think that's up here somewhere. Dirt, logs. Somewhere in here is paper. Oh, it's there. It's not exactly a million miles away, I suppose. It probably would have been easier to have had it turned around, but what will make that more of an inconvenience, more of a convenience for them, is to have a path in. So I think what we're actually going to do here is just run this in here. Because otherwise they've got to go all the way around to get on the zip line to go all the way up, which is a bit of a nightmare for them. We could put in a zip line on this side, to be fair. May have been the easiest thing for us to do, but it's fine. Let's see, so let's turn that to bots. Just so we've got a bit more 24/7 hauling. And I think the rest could stay as bio beavers. So how are we looking for storage of stuff? Blocks is not going up a lot. Planks is pretty much ruined. Let's just turn this back on then. Get the flux of all the builders down here getting all this built. Say goodbye to all of our storage of metal. But I've nearly finished taking away all of this. So I think up this area here, we're going to install some more of the dad's holes and the agoras up here. We do need to greenify the area, to be fair, which we will do with a fluid dump, I think, but we'll put that on for next time. Once that's actually clear. There's not much for them left to do, to be fair. I think if we just leave that running, it's just a case of waiting and see for that one, to be fair. Have we fixed the rooftop terrace problem? We have not. And why not? We've got 20 beavers doing absolutely nothing. So you'd have hoped that I'd have plenty of time to be in here. But they don't seem to be. Weird, but okay. Fine. We'll worry about why they're not coming over here at night. On their off hours. They're only working 16-hour days, so I'm surprised it's a problem, but we'll see. Next time we also need to look at planks, which I think will necessitate using this area down here, as we are pretty low on planks. Logs have recovered. I think sorting out the haulers, so coming empty. These areas have fixed that problem for us, and down here. Hopefully this will fix the problem with chestnuts. Although we have enough, we don't have full storage like we could have. But it is enough to keep on top of them, I think. Whereas, yeah, there's enough for them being grilled, so that's okay. Ah, good, they're finished down here. So let's sort these paths out. I think this can be. One of the last things we do for this episode. So let's just get this laid in. Somewhere is a Lido. I think you could build over that, but there you go, never mind. So it appears like they don't want to remove this, so oh, that's done it. Too high. So just please rip all this out. Thank you very much. Shouldn't take them too long. There we go. Hopefully that's enough for them to use. Could put more showers down at the bottom if we need to, but I don't think we need to bother too much. Ooh, we are actually out of water up here. So this is interesting. I mean, there's just enough. Just enough. There's this bad tide ends. I think that's where we'll call it a day on this episode, to be fair. So just as a bit of a recap. This giant monstrosity is on its way to getting built. It's going to suck all of our resources for pretty much forever until that's full. We do need to boost some of the industry down here for that, but we'll do that next time. I believe we have fixed our power requirements, certainly for the next drought anyway. I'm hoping there's enough here to keep all of this going. Although we are pretty close to the sun in terms of how much power we need, so maybe we'll need to look at a wind farm in the future, but not right now. See how that goes for us. And we've increased chestnuts and hopefully more swimming for them to do. And then once that's clear, we're going to move a bit more of the fun zone up on this area and greenify it a bit. So that's coming next time. So with that, I think we'll wrap up there. Thanks for watching. If you have any comments, please put them down below, and see you next time.